Dear Cancer, there is a sanctuary you have built around your heart, a space so familiar and so meticulously crafted that you have almost forgotten it was ever built at all. It feels like home, like safety, like the very essence of your being. But if you listen closely, in the quiet moments when the world falls away, you can hear a subtle echo, the sound of a lock turning, the sound of a beautiful room that has quietly, slowly become a cage. It's not a dramatic crisis you can name, not a sudden storm you must weather. No, this is far more intimate. It is the gentle ache of a truth you have carried in silence, the weight of a protection that has begun to cost you your freedom. You have mastered the art of feeling everything while showing almost nothing, of being the emotional bedrock for others while your own inner landscape remains unseen, unexplored, even by you. You've convinced yourself that this profound sensitivity is a vulnerability that must be guarded, a treasure that must be hidden away in the deepest chambers of your fortress. But a crack is appearing in those walls. A sliver of light is cutting through the dusk, and it is beckoning you. It is the universe whispering that the time for hiding is over. The time for living truly, vulnerably, and magnificently living has finally arrived. So, before we step through this threshold together, take a deep breath. Allow yourself to be fully present in this moment. If this message already resonates in the quiet corners of your soul, show your support by liking this video and subscribing to this journey. Share your intention with the universe by affirming in the comments below. I am ready to feel beyond my fortress. Stay with me until the very end, because the final moments of this reading are where the walls do not just crack, but finally begin to crumble, revealing the boundless world you were always meant to inhabit. If you leave now, you risk mistaking the sound of your chains breaking for the sound of your world falling apart. But I am here to tell you, they are not the same thing. What feels like an ending is, in fact, your most profound beginning. Let's trace this back. Because this fortress was not built overnight. It was constructed piece by piece, memory by memory. When did you first learn that your feelings were too much for the world? When did you discover that to be safe, you had to become a harbor for everyone else's ships, while your own vessel remained perpetually docked? From an early age, Cancer, you were taught that your worth was tied to your capacity to nurture, to hold, to absorb. Your empathy became both your greatest gift and your heaviest burden. You learned to read the emotional currents in any room, to anticipate needs before they were spoken, to offer a home to anyone who felt lost. But in becoming a home for others, have you forgotten how to live in your own? That inner voice that tells you to retreat, to pull back at the first sign of emotional risk that is not your intuition speaking? That is the voice of an old wound, a memory of a time when your vulnerability was met not with care, but with misunderstanding or abandonment. It's the echo of every time you opened your heart, only to feel the chill of indifference. So you learned to keep the truest, most tender parts of yourself under lock and key, believing that what no one could see, no one could hurt. And now, something is shifting. A door you have long stared at, a possibility you have entertained only in your daydreams, is no longer just a distant thought. It is here. It is real. The universe is presenting you with a choice, not between two external options, but between two versions of yourself. The one who remains in the beautiful, gilded cage of safety, and the one who dares to step into the wild, unpredictable garden of life. This door, this opportunity, it feels both exhilarating and terrifying. And the universe, in its infinite wisdom, understands your heart. The door is not being thrown wide open. It is being left slightly ajar. It's an invitation, not a command. It is a gentle nudge, a whisper that says, you can step forward and you can also step back. But you must acknowledge that the door is now open. Your intuition, the real, true voice of your soul that has been muffled by the walls of fear, will be your compass now. It is time to trust that inner knowing, that deep, quiet certainty that has been guiding you all along, even when you refuse to listen. If you are in a relationship, this new energy may feel like a tremor beneath the surface. You may see a shift in your partner, a new tenderness, or a sudden understanding that reflects the inner work you have been doing. They are beginning to see not just the fortress, but the soul within it. But this is your moment to be courageous, to speak the truths you've held in silence. This is not about blame or accusation. It is about revelation. It is about saying, this is what I need to feel safe enough to be free. The mutual commitment you seek will only be forged in the fires of this kind of radical honesty. And if you are single, dear Cancer, you may feel a magnetic pull towards someone new, a connection that feels luminous, almost faded. But this is where your wisdom, born from past wounds, must be your guide. Your heart is opening, but it must remain discerning. Not everyone who is drawn to your light has the capacity to honor it. Look beyond the shimmering attraction and listen with your soul. Does their presence feel like a home? Or does it feel like another fortress you are being asked to tend to? The key is not to shut down, but to stay open with awareness. You may be facing a profound choice, a connection that echoes the familiar patterns of your past versus one that promises a new, uncharted emotional landscape. Do not choose out of loneliness. Do not choose out of fear. Choose the path that makes your soul feel expansive. This choice is everywhere. In your career, it presents as a decision between the stable, predictable path and a new venture that ignites your passion but offers no guarantees. One represents the security you've always clung to. The other offers the fulfillment you've secretly craved. In your finances, it is the choice between meticulous, fear-based saving and investing in the dream that feels too big, too audacious. The universe is not asking you to be reckless. It is asking you to believe that you are worthy of abundance, an abundance that flows not from hoarding resources, but from pouring your energy into what truly makes you feel alive. You have been juggling so much for so long, trying to keep every ball in the air, trying to maintain a perfect, delicate balance. But what if I told you that you were never meant to be a juggler? You were meant to be a dancer, to move with the rhythm of life, to trust the flow, to let some things fall so that your hands are free to embrace what is truly meant for you. The power to manifest your dreams has been yours all along, but it has been trapped behind the dam of your own resistance. Now, that dam is cracking. A message is coming. It may not be a text or a call. It might be a dream that feels intensely real, a song on the radio that speaks directly to your heart, or an unexpected conversation that unlocks a profound realization. It will feel like a key turning in a lock you had forgotten existed. It will stir feelings you have long suppressed, a longing, a grief, a hope. Your soul will recognize it instantly. Do not dismiss it. Do not rationalize it away. This is divine guidance, a signpost pointing you toward your own liberation. Let's speak about your health, because your body has been keeping the score. That fatigue you feel in the morning, even after a full night's sleep, that is not just physical tiredness. That is soul weariness. It is the exhaustion of holding up the fortress day after day. You've been nourishing everyone around you, but what have you been feeding yourself? The heavy foods, the dense energies you consume, are a reflection of the emotional weight you carry. Your body is pleading for light, not just through cleaner foods, but through lighter thoughts, lighter emotions, lighter energetic boundaries. When you start to release the emotional density you've been holding, your physical body will respond in kind. You will not just feel better, you will feel lighter, as if you could finally float. In your work, an opportunity is approaching that will challenge your definition of security. It may require you to step out of your comfort zone, to take on a new role, to speak up in a way you never have before. Your first instinct, your fortress instinct, will be to resist, to question, to retreat into the safety of what you already know. But this is the universe testing your resolve. Are you willing to remain the reliable, unseen cog in the machine? Or are you ready to claim your power, to show the world the brilliant strategist and creative force that has been hiding behind the veil of quiet competence? Do it. Raise your concerns, yes, but do it from a place of power, not fear. Because this is not just a new task, it's a new throne waiting for you to claim it. For those of you seeking work, you have already projected an aura of trust and reliability, but do not fall into the trap of passive waiting. Waiting is a function of the fortress. It is a state of suspended animation, hoping someone will come and unlock the door from the outside. But the key is in your hand. Continue to act, continue to seek. Every application you send is not just a request for a job. It is an affirmation to the universe that you are ready and willing to co-create your future. Action is faith in motion, and this energy extends to your family. The dynamics at home may feel particularly intense right now because the cracks in your fortress are allowing your true feelings to seep out. Emotions that have been buried for the sake of peace are now surfacing, demanding to be seen. You may find that a family member is projecting their own fears onto you, trying to reinforce the very walls you are trying to tear down. This is where you must learn the sacred art of the loving boundary. A boundary is not a wall to keep others out. It is a line drawn in the sand that declares where you end and they begin. It is you saying, with love and with firmness, I will not carry this weight for you anymore. I will not dim my light to make you comfortable in your own darkness. You may feel the presence of your ancestors so strongly right now, a grandmother or a matriarchal spirit guide, wrapping you in a cloak of protection. They are here to remind you that you are the one who is breaking the generational cycle. You are healing not just your own wounds, but the unspoken wounds of your lineage. Every time you choose your truth over a familiar silence, every time you choose vulnerability over rigid self-protection, you are liberating those who came before you and paving a new, freer path for those who will come after. This is sacred work, Cancer. Do not ever underestimate its power. You are not just changing your life, you are reweaving the fabric of your family's soul. Your energy may feel erratic right now, nostalgic in the morning, a surge of clarity in the afternoon. This is the push and pull of the old self resisting the new. When those waves of sadness or fear wash over you, do not fight them, but do not drown in them either. Acknowledge them, thank them for trying to protect you. And then, gently, choose a different thought. Put on the music that makes your soul sing. Step outside and feel the sun on your skin. Remind yourself, moment by moment, that you are no longer a prisoner of your own past. Be mindful of the quick, perfectionistic revisions you make, not just in your work, but in your life. That obsessive need to get everything right is another function of the fortress. It's the belief that if you are perfect, you cannot be hurt. If you are flawless, you cannot be abandoned. Let go of this impossible standard. Allow yourself to be beautifully imperfect. Allow yourself to make mistakes, because your worth is not, and has never been, contingent on your performance. It is inherent, it is absolute. Let us speak of connections, of the souls who will mirror your journey. You will find a profound and easy resonance with Libra now. They will understand your need for balance and harmony, but they will also gently challenge you to find that balance within yourself, not just in your external environment. With Capricorn, you will feel a powerful polarity. This is your opposite sign, the one who builds structures in the outer world just as you build them in the inner world. There can be friction here, a clash of wills, but right now, there is an opportunity for a sacred alliance. You can teach them the language of the heart, and they can teach you how to give your feelings a tangible form in the world. And with Leo, you will find a warm, noble energy that encourages you to step into the light. They will see your radiance even when you cannot, and their steady confidence will remind you that it is safe to shine. Dear Cancer, we have arrived at the heart of the matter. We are no longer talking about the cracks in the walls. We are talking about what happens when they finally fall away. We are talking about the truth that remains when there is nothing left to hide behind. For your entire life, you have believed that your value was in your shell, in your ability to protect, to endure, to hold. You believed that to be loved, you had to be needed, that to be safe, you had to be invulnerable. But today, after all the silent tears, after all the lonely nights spent tending to the fortress, you are finally understanding the most profound truth of all. You do not need to carry anything that is not yours. You do not need to be unbreakable to be worthy of respect. You do not need to silence your own heart to be deserving of love. You are enough, not because of what you do, but because of who you are. You are enough in your moments of strength and in your moments of sorrow. You are enough when you are brave and when you are terrified. You are enough simply because you exist. And that realization is the key that dissolves every lock, every chain, every wall you have ever built. This is your inner revolution. It may not be visible to the outside world, but it changes everything. Because the you who is emerging from these ruins is someone new. Someone who no longer places themselves last on their own list. Someone who no longer shrinks to fit into spaces that were never meant to hold their magnificence. For the first time in a long, long time, you are choosing yourself. And that is the ultimate act of love. From this place, your life begins to resonate at a new frequency. People will enter your orbit who see and celebrate your authentic self, not the carefully curated version you once presented. Opportunities will flow to you with an ease that feels miraculous, because you are no longer resisting your own good. You will look at the version of you that suffered in silence, the child who felt too much, the teenager who felt misunderstood, the adult who felt so alone, and you will wrap them in your arms. You will tell them, "It's okay. I am here now. I will protect you. We are safe." This is your closure, not an ending, but the closing of a painful chapter, so that a new, more beautiful story can be written. A story where you are no longer the silent caretaker, but the sovereign creator. A story where your home is not a fortress of stone, but an open field of wildflowers, resilient and beautiful, open to the sun and the rain, and free, utterly, breathtakingly free. Are you ready to blossom without fear? This is not just a reading. It is your soul's permission slip. The journey begins now.